Hello, good afternoon, 21st of October 2020. Panama to embark. Why Panama to embark? It's very simple. If you look to the sea, the sea looks to you. Therefore, we can have this intrinsic compound value. You don't need to search for ships to join or do much uh, travel, coronavirus, health, environment, pollution, time, corporate social responsibility. Ships are in Panama Canal. So then why not Panama government invest in training, ratings and officers? Yes, the officers system that we have in Panama can be improved greatly because the Eastern European and the Anglo-Saxon way of training is the perfect way. India has copied this. Filipinas has this. This is a way that the rating can go all the way up to officer. And because it is very difficult to have officers trained at 22 ending their careers and then joining as cadets, and it's very hard for them. Already they have established family relationships, and therefore it is difficult for them to continue long term at sea. So all the investment we had done will stay at shore. I know that Panama has a lot of maritime industry for the canal and the flag, and it is really an investment. But having a huge pool of ratings and officers does help. For example, crew management companies like us and all the miscellaneous companies in the shipping business, which Panama looks like wants to be specialized. So it is a huge competitive advantage to have maritime personnel ready, not just for what time I get to go home, but to what task I have to do. Maritime crew and officers never put first the time, but put first safety first, environment, and then the third place is us. So if we have a job to do, and then the safety is first, environment, and then it's the rating and officer. These sure people do not understand. It's very basic. Sure people first look at the watch and then they just forget about the rest. And that's not the way it is. No way, Jose. No. First, it's the safety. And therefore, Panama also, if has this kind of personnel trained in the maritime industry, can look at the safety because it is huge impact in the Panama Canal. We have health and safety. Today, coronavirus, is that the proof? Do you need more proof? Then we also have the environment. Well, is the pollution of the ashes, pollution of the ships, the lakes, and can we have a specialist crew and officers in this area so that they stop this and they improve the environment in Panama? I think it's really a long term, something that when we go, that will remain. And it is very important it to be left out. And then we have the other side also, which is the intrinsic value. What is the intrinsic value of the seafarers? Now, the intrinsic value of the seafarers is average $20,000 per seafarer. So, one seafarer is direct job, but then it has 10 indirect jobs. So, total is 20,000 times 11, 220,000. The income that just one hero seafarer brings to Panama. If it is an officer, then we could be going up to like $50,000. But I just want to have a simple calculation. Let's just not complicate it. So let's do it simple, very simple for Panama intrinsic value. So we have these training schemes that have to be changed because the ratings must go all the way up to officers. This is how then the ratings will stay at sea longer. And this is very important for Panama that if I am, for example, since 5 years old, having a family related to the sea, I have smelled this. Why am I again continuously trying to improve the company and grow and against all seas, all low storms, all sunny days, then continuously? Because I got this when I was a kid, very, very, very little kid. So then I can remain longer. It is very important that the officers start with the motivation from ratings, because if a rating gets $20,000 per year, then perhaps we can go all the way out up to $80,000 in a tanker. LNG would be like 20,000, no, $200,000 or $100,000, depending on the ship, perhaps a bit less, sorry. $100,000, yes, if they sail 6 on, 6 off, and the wage is $15,000 approx. So we can go up the ladder, and every time the rating will want to grow in the income, and then we'll have the experience and the need to stay, and will not drop out like they are doing in Spain, which is a disaster. They pay people not to work, and then they don't train 3 million seafarers. That is what typification? Well, judges, if you are in Panama and you are intelligent, let's just work with intelligent people. So if you are in Panama and you have this maritime intrinsic value, both oceans control, you are in the center of America, all the ships passing by, is it important to have maritime pool of ratings and officers instead of now I believe there is something like 4,000? Could we have, let's say, 500,000, 250,000 on board, 250,000 in Panama leave? Well, how much intrinsic value would that bring to Panama as a different source of investment, diversification, elimination of risk, and in the maritime sector? While I believe it is hugely important to do that, what is the next area I would do? Well, we have, for example, a great training school in Latvia called the novicontas.lv. I think is the best education system, because East Europe has the best education system, as well as the UK, India, these Eastern countries, and Anglo-Saxon. And so they have a course of basic training. I think it's $400, and I think it's 4 days, four. Therefore, in 4 days, we can have ready groups of 200, 200, 200, 200. Yes, the ships are very far away from Panama. Yes, they are in Panama City. So we have all these to make the join and the joint repatriation very easy. And we can have them trained in 4 days, a huge competitive advantage. Unemployment, it is very low in Panama, but would disappear completely, and every seafarer brings 11 intrinsic value. If we calculate one seafarer bringing $20,000 to Panama from abroad, like a pirate bringing home $20,000, with those $20,000, this hero seafarer and officer, they pay the pharmacy, they pay the school, the car, the rent, the insurance, the people to help at home, all the local products of Panama to eat, electricity, gas, taxes. They pay for everything, and therefore we have this investment in Panama, which is around about 1 for 10. Like when Nissan company in Barcelona was about to close, then they said one job lost was 10 more. Also, we have suppliers, schools, and the schools of the mother, the father, the schools of the kids, the schools of all the people around, and so it is a huge intrinsic value, and it is confirmed. It is one $20,000 hero brings to Panama. It is times 11, so it's 220. If we go then, for example, for the value generated in 100 years, you have to multiply $220,000 per one job for 100 years. So it's 22 million brought to Panama. Also, Panama does not have much difficulties in learning about the remedies, like my late Captain Antonio Candina in 1899 when he was 14. He was in pharmacy working as a boy, and then he learned that the officers and the crew brought remedies to the pharmacy. Candina still, this is another remedy. This is a big one. So it is intrinsic value of Panama maritime competitive advantage. If I have these people alongside me in the maritime field, I can do better the flag, I can do better the health and insurance, I can do better the environment, I can do better auditors, I can do better companies, I can do better grow even my company, Pacific Crew Management in Panama. I can have more specialists in the merchant marine, the tax administration, in the business administration, in international commerce, in the contracts review, in all the different sectors of the maritime. I have a huge advantage. I believe this is also what Singapore has done, and then we could centralize both Singapore and Panama to control the maritime either flags or miscellaneous companies. So it is also very important to do this course, which is a basic training for 4 days, and I can have a lot of crew trained. Another huge advantage of Panama is the English. I found that the other Latin countries don't have so much facility with the English. Also, from Panama, we can get groups of interest in corporate social responsibility, and we can help other countries that humans have problems. We have many other countries around that we can increase the gross domestic product. Therefore, by doing this, if we help our neighbors to grow and to be trained, and their kids to be doctors and lawyers, economists, digital persons like this video, and so then we can also help Panama. So these maritime ratings and officers, they bring always remedies. Remedies at that time was pharmaceutical with my 2 centuries ago, but now it is more digital. Could be some other remedies like new sources of crew, how to complement Panama with other nationalities, but it's a huge intrinsic compound value to Panama. I am sure that perhaps they need someone to write how these statistics and the value added compound intrinsic develops, and I would very happily do so via our company in Panama. Very happy, because the stronger Panama is, the stronger our company is in Panama, and the stronger we are all. We have to take this digital coronavirus negative news from the politicians to believe that there is certain areas that have improved. Now, this one is a great one. I am investing to help Panama and the Panama citizens and humans, because it's one job. It's not 20,000, it is 220,000. One job in 100 years, it's 22 million. Please find another hero profession that brings so much money. I'm saying average. I'm not going to fight. This is my wage is 10,000, your wage is 20,000 or 5 or 2, whatever. This is just average. But if we look today, we have 1.5 million seafarers on board. Please multiply. Yes. So let me do 1.5 million times 220 million per position for 100 years. It is 330 billion. Now, I believe it's much more. With Panama, you have to use calculator. I'm trying the best to use this calculator for you. but now is zero. Yes, one seafarer is 22 million times 1.5 million, then it is a lot of money. You have to calculate and then see if it's worthwhile. Now, a lot of people in the past thought that the maritime rating and officer was not really a rewarded profession. There is another reason why it is very well rewarded profession, and it is called tax. I know a lot of lawyers in Spain, they earn 30,000 euros, but tax is 15, so they get 15,000 euros in the pocket. Well, I know all Panamanian officers sailing in other countries away from Panama that all the income they have is net. So a lawyer is not intelligent. Everybody working for someone else is not intelligent because your wage tax is 50%. Did your kids know this? Well, then please explain this to the kids in Panama. They should know. If you earn as a rating $20,000 is net. If you earn 40 is net. If you get to a captain position and you get something like, let's say, $6,000 per month in a tanker, continuous gauge, $72,000 is net. To get as lawyer $72,000, you need to earn something like $160,000, even more, because the more you earn, the more you pay, which is stupid, but seafarers pay zero. So, if you are smart, you are in Panama, think about it. Panama government, it's a huge opportunity to have this logistics maritime sector. You will need thousands and thousands for years and years maritime personnel for ancillary business in the shipping, and they must be to the last remedy trained. Yes. We can do this with the Indian education system, the Russian education system, the English education system, the best in the world. We can do this basic training with the Latvian education system, the best in the world. $400, 4 days, how many you want. We can teach the ratings and officers in Panama, you are heroes. A lawyer pays 50% tax. You pay, yes. Lawyers, economists, even the council mayor here earns 100,000. He pays 60% in tax. Did he know this when he went to university? Could he have started sailing at 20 instead of 24 working? 4 years times 72, the last year is the best you will earn. That's 72 to 140, $280,000 difference between the mayor here because he started working late or someone else, and the seafarer went to officer, started sooner. That's why the rating to officer schemes, they must be implemented in the schools, because then this will continue bringing this $6,000 every month to Panama. Bam, 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 bam. And so it is really hero also, because if we have this today coronavirus, perhaps we will realize if we start thinking a little bit that the essential strategic professional seafarers. We have never stopped working the last 9 months, but also the last, I think it's 100 years. So if you look at it from the intrinsic value of one position, $22 million, then you are wrong. Why? Because in my case, Captain Antonio Candina, started in 1899 with this history and this story, beautiful story. And now, after so many years, I am giving a remedy to you, rating and officer in Panama, to improve this intrinsic compound value for Panama people. Normally, this will spread around because Panama will not be able to supply 3 million seafarers, 1.5 on board, 1.5 ashore, but they could help other countries around, and together as a family, we can bring all this income, because I like my neighbors to have a better life and a more future horizon. And therefore, I need to teach you, Panama, how it has to be done. Perhaps you need some metrics and some kind of consultant in order to help this transformation, because it is really important to be united to the crew manager who in reality employs these Panama seafarers and officers, because we know what the clients, ship owners want. We have huge advantages. The tax advantage is, if you thought of studying what career, please think of studying maritime rating and officer. Why? Because there is no tax. No one taught you in school this. Well, if you are already a lawyer or an economist, or you work for someone in Spain, in any other country, wrong decision. 50% tax only if up to 30,000. But if you go 40,000 is 35%. If you go 50,000 is 40%. If you go 70,000 is 55%. So who are you working for? Oh, a president flying around in a plane doing nothing with this coronavirus? Or are you going to work 100% for your money? Come on, just be intelligent. Panama, invest in your people. The people will give you back everything with a lot of long-term compound benefits to Panama. Invest in Panamanians, and then Panamanians will give you back so much wealth for the future of Panama. And that's why the heroes, the seafarers and officers, have to be recognized, and they have to really look forward to change the training system, because in Spain it's a disaster, the training system, it's a disaster, the unemployment system, it's a disaster, the officer system, it's a disaster, everything. So take competitive advantage, think, I can solve this, what great advantage I have. For example, as I made in any Singapore videos, you are a small country, you have centralized merchant marine, the police, the doctors, the training. All of them are very close together, so we can tie knots here. We can tie knots. If we have a young Panamanian looking forward to a profession, put them in the maritime sector, rating or officer. If we want to put them on board, yes, we can give them a grant. You and me can negotiate, and then we can put a grant of, let's say, $200, $300 per month guarantee per month, yes? Instead of paying for not working like they do in Spain and many other socialist countries, we will pay them for work and for having a future, being motivated, bringing money to Panama, bringing like 1, 2, 3, 4 generations income for my family, my people, employing people in the office and in Panama, and tomorrow who knows where, bringing wealth, bringing money to my country, to Panama. This is what you have to motivate people. Then young people in Panama, if they are intelligent, they will invest. Later, short companies will take them because we don't want people that look at the watch. We want people that get the job done. If you look at the Panama Canal, safety is first. Environment is second. We, you, third. Always together. Panama. So we have to invest in training ratings officers that will bring Panama shore companies huge influx of people with knowledge in safety, environment, and also knowledge in the maritime. This will bring a competitive advantage. If all the countries run, Panama will be first. So it's fun, isn't it? Yes. And it will be in the long term, like in my family, Candina. So it is very, very, very important to have this competitive advantage because it is a country that controls. It does not have 5 institutions. Here we have Council, Fiscal, Basque government, Central government, European Union. This is a disaster. If you want to train, for example, basic training is $400. It is 4 days in training in Latvia, as I mentioned, novicontest.lv. While here is 3 different windows, 400 euro, 300 euro, 300 euro. Then you have to make a queue. You have to go to a window. Hello, this is my paper. I fill it. When could I know that I'm joining this course? Oh, we will give you a call. Nah, everything digital. 3 courses in one, simple. Approved by International Maritime Organization. Approved by International Labour Organization. Approved by International Chamber of Shipping. Approved by, I have videos of class societies. Approved by the flag. I have videos, flag, yes. Simple. The flag is in Panama. So, isn't this very convenient? Of course, plenty synergies in Panama exist. Very small for some, but for me and for Panamanians, this is a huge competitive advantage. Huge. I can have these courses. I can change, my officer scheme. Yes. Because all Latin countries, they don't have the rating to officer system. Okay, I'm going to change that today. Then we will have huge amounts of young Panamanians that can be ratings. Know that there is a system that they can go all the way up to officers and cadets and end up as master. Who knows? That person in the future could be the president of Panama, the president of the canal, the president of the Panama flag, the president of this. Or perhaps, if that person is so intelligent, can be the president of all the maritime associations. Yeah, could be one day. We never know. Could be today. And perhaps we can evaluate how much income is that to Panama. And then perhaps you, young person from Panama, can think, well, in this profession, I pay no tax. Interesting, yes. In Spain, if you earn 70,000 euros, then you pay 40. Therefore, is it interesting to be a doctor, a lawyer, architect? Come on. Are you crazy? Come on, you studied to pay tax. Who taught you to be so intelligent? Please, fire them. But if you go to this profession, Then you can go back to a law firm. You can go back to architect firm. You can go back to any kind of economist firm, any kind of contract business, auditor, classification society. Flag? Did I listen flag? Yes. Maritime administration? Did I say that? How many jobs are there in the maritime administration in Panama? Canal? Oh, I forgot the canal. Huh. What is it? Oh, it's here. Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, forgot about it. Yes. So, indeed, please think smart. Think intrinsic value. Panama ratings and officers must have one training system, very simple for ratings and up to escalate. And there is huge systems that we could work out in the grants, for example, to motivate young persons. And if it's not motivation enough, there is no tax. Interesting. So if you are a lawyer in Spain, it's like 50% tax you have to pay and any professions. And you went to university to work for our prime minister flying in a Falcon. Come on, you are paying the petrol and the plane. Work harder, work harder. Yes. This way, everything you earn is for you and is for Panama because you bring the money to Panama. You don't spend it in, no, you bring it import. You don't export nothing. You don't spend nothing. You bring it. You invest in your country. You can teach others and you can change the system and invest in yourself. I am very interested in this competitive advantage geographical of Panama. In the future, it will be not a third-rated profession or a second. It is the best profession in the world because you bring remedies. For me, remedy is more important than the income, the intrinsic compound value. Why? Because sometimes we can provide remedies like this conversation to you, Panamanian young person, to get motivated, and to the government of Panama and the flag and the canal and the administration and my friends in Panama. And also, if you are Panamanian rating and officer, we are negotiating now a lot of tanker ships with first class ship owner directly. Candina likes to do direct contact because it is responsible way to verify that everything is in order. We are going to improve in digital transfers, which is another area that Panama can help. We can declare seafarers tax zero like Estonia did. We can declare tax is zero for Panama flag ship owners like already is, but Estonia has copied. And there is huge. We can declare seafarers frontier workers like a video I made just now, and UK has done that with the Brexit. It's a great idea. These British are number one. Is very, 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 very positive. All this. There is huge. We can declare in the Panama flag to have saliva test for PCR for this for coronavirus prevention because Panama is a responsible flag and should take care of the crew that are on board Panama ships. So all these measures and ideas I have, and I would like to tell you that now is time we start to start working a little bit in Panama because we have this coronavirus. It's a great opportunity to think, be positive, and for now I want, please, all Panama seafarers, put the CVs in our database. We have a job for you today. Panama government, train more. We will do our job from home, but we will not surrender Panama. No, now we need your help. Okay? Invest in yourselves. We are not going to stop. This is 4 generations. Gracias. Thank you very much, Panama. Goodbye.